I am Casey with Keeping It YYC. Today I'm joined by Kenton Shouldice of Shouldice Wealth. How are you today, Kenton?
I'm great. Yeah. Enjoying the snow.
Right. Fall just came out of left field like that.
Yeah.
So I'll start by having you tell us a little bit about your business.
Sure. So I guess a brief background is that I used to work in an industry called wealth management. And the way that it works is you would basically manage the finances of very wealthy individuals. And you would do that by having a team of lawyers, accountants, financial planners, and portfolio managers providing all breadth of financial services. But after doing that for a number of years, kind of felt a little unfulfilled because you're helping people who really don't need help, right? So the idea was to take that business model and simplify it, automate it. So I founded this company with a software developer, and we've basically brought the cost of that service down so that we can service the middle class.
That's awesome. I really love that idea, especially I know that Calgary's middle class is one of the biggest, apparently, in North America. So
yeah,
this is a great market for that.
It is, yeah. Yeah, I think Canadians in general just need better options, right? So, I mean, most people wouldn't be familiar with wealth management, but if you do have a large pool of assets, there's great options out there. The problem is if you don't, you're kind of stuck with the banks and the brokers, and they don't necessarily do a great job, and the fees in Canada are actually the highest in the developed world. So we're trying to kind of provide people with a third option there. That's the idea.
Yeah, well, I like it. So my second question is, what have you been having to do to adapt in the current environment?
Not so much for us because we were already online. So, being a tech forward company, we were already doing like online meetings like this, and we have a lot of automation on the back end. And I've been working from home for 4 years, so we were actually pretty well set up for this.
Yeah, so it's just like another day for you, except for maybe socially.
That's right, yeah.
Well, that's good. My next question was, what are some of the things people can do to support their local businesses right now?
Ooh, good question. Well, I would say just shop local is the best thing you can do. I mean, we're doing okay in this. We've actually accelerated our growth through this, mostly because we were set up and kind of ready for the online trend. But a lot of local businesses are struggling, right? And for us, that just means we're going to the restaurants that we want, we're ordering from them, we're trying to spend our money at home. And we took all of our travel money that was going to be spent outside of this country and we're spending it here. So to support local, you just got to buy local.
Yeah, absolutely. So just like a question for me personally, have you seen an influx of people since they've been stuck at home and trying to maybe live their life a little bit more financially independent, like becoming entrepreneurs or seeking you out and being like, I'm thinking of doing this, can you help me?
Yeah, we did get a wave of new business at the beginning of this. So I think just people locked down the first couple of weeks there with a lot of kind of time on their hand and a lot of uncertainty. We're thinking about their finances and markets were going a little crazy. And so we were top of mind. So we got a big influx of business at the beginning, and that carried through into the summer. By the time the summer hit, I think people just wanted a break. A lot of people taking some time off, going on road trips. So things slowed down. That's pretty normal. And now it's picking up again in the fall.
Yeah, now that we're all going to be stuck inside again for 9 months.
Yeah.
So then my final question for you is, do you have any tips and tricks you can give to people in relation to your expertise?
Tips and tricks. Well, I would say you probably want to educate yourself. There's a lot of people in the financial industry that are unfortunately kind of out to get you. There's a lot of conflicts of interest. People are paid with commissions that incentivizes certain behaviors that may not be in your best interest. And really the only way that you can protect yourself is to get educated, right? And that's going to help regardless of whether or not you want to do it yourself or you want to hire someone, right? So I would say look for more information as a great starting point.
Yeah. Well, we're in the information age, so
yeah,
sure, a little bit of extra time will do you a ton of good.
Yeah. On that front, actually, we wrote a children's book prior to this pandemic. So we were trying to get education in the forefront. And what we noticed was that young kids were not really learning it in school. And so we were trying to just teach the basic habit of saving for the future, right? Just put a little bit of money away because you might need it in the future. Obviously, in a pandemic, that might be more top of mind now than it was a year ago. But just getting the habits in place and kind of searching out, searching out the right information.
Yeah. Where can you get this children's book?
Well, for now, you can download it on our website for free. We just have a PDF version of it. And then I've got just over 1,000 sitting in my basement. We were giving them out for free, actually. So prior to the pandemic, I would go and read to groups of Sparks and Beavers and go into classrooms, and we were trying to educate kids, and then we'd read the book and give them free copies at the end. Obviously, all of that kind of went on hold when this hit. So we're storing all these books in our basement. The plan is to, get back out there again when, we have a vaccine and we're allowed to do that with a low risk. So we will get back out there. In the meantime, if somebody wanted to get a copy, they could just get in contact with us and probably come pick one up at my house.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think that's a great idea. That's that running joke on the internet, is that we know all this stuff, but I don't know how to do taxes, and I don't know how to do this, and basic adulting. So
yeah,
so it's nice to break it down to that level. So.
Yeah, and maybe on that front, so people want to find this information, you have to follow the money, right? So if you're looking for good information, you should know who's providing that information and whether or not they might have a conflict of interest in what they suggest, right? So if you're going to get that information from somebody who sells insurance, they might speak very highly of insurance products because they're compensated by selling it. So just kind of to know how somebody's being paid and whether or not that creates a conflict in the advice that they provide, that's an important piece of that puzzle.
Yeah, absolutely. Where does their funding come from?
Yeah.
Well, that's all the questions I had for you today. We do like you to end the interview for us by just stating your name, the name of your business, and asking everybody to keep it local, keep it YYC.
Cool. Yeah, so my name is Kenton Shouldice. My business is Shouldice Wealth, and keep it local, keep it YYC.